guys, welcome back to another episode of Absolute Modics. This episode is about swapping the standard Precat for an aftermarket one. This will make the car breathe a little bit easier on the exhaust, give it a bit more exhaust note and a bit more power hopefully. So we're swapping the Precat on this episode. Okay, first we're going to pop the bonnet and then we're going to disconnect the lambda sensor with a 22mm spanner. And just be careful when removing this because it is quite fragile on the cables and you don't want to damage any of the cables. A new one will cost you 50 quid upwards, and that's for a universal one. One specific for the car will cost you a lot more. So be very careful when removing this from the vehicle. Take your time. You can disconnect the electrical connector if you want, or you can just put it out of the way like we do. You don't have to remove it completely from the car, just make sure it's out of the way safely. Of the Precat, there are 3 bolts which holds the cat section on, and there's also a gasket. You need to remove them, and once they're out of the way, there's just one clamp left, as you can see, which is just up there. You need to undo the big nut on there, and that will drop that clamp off, and you'll be able to pull the Precat straight out the bottom of the car.
Bye bye Precat! New shiny Precat. Oh, nasty cat.
Fitting it back in the car is nice and simple. It's just the reverse of the removal process. So put it back up, back in the engine bay from the bottom. You want to attach the clamp on loosely so you can rotate it where you might need to put it. Then you can line up the cat pipe. Once they are roughly in place, you can tighten up the clamp to exactly where you need it. Then all you've got to do is put a little bit of exhaust paste around the gasket, put the gasket on, bolt it up.
Just put an exhaust paste on the gasket to help it seal.
Once it's bolted, just remember to put your lambda sensor back in. Make sure you nip it up tight so it doesn't blow, but don't damage your cables while you're doing it. You can see we've got the new clamp on the Precat there. So this is the clamp just here. The lambda's been put back in. Make sure it's nice and tight, otherwise it's going to blow. And there's just the 3 bolts at the very bottom. You can see one of them there, and there's another one just right in the corner. You attach them back on, and that attaches it back onto the section to the cat. And that's how you fit your Precat.